Hello traders, welcome to today's Bitcoin and cryptocurrency technical analysis, and Bitcoin is back at 60k for the first time in 6 months. It has been 6 months since we've seen prices this high. Back in April was the last time we were in the 60ks, and we've got there today. Really nice move up overnight in the Asia session. And yeah, Bitcoin just relentless at the moment in this move upwards. So where is it going to stop? Is it going to stop? Where are we looking for pullbacks if this correction does finally come? And also, how were we able to identify the moment in which this had got that bounce enough to take us up to the next level? And now this is the amazing thing about these crew calls that we do in the crew membership and the trading rooms that we do, is we're able to identify the support and the resistance that Bitcoin does have that may be not very obvious to other people. Okay, this is we had such a shallow retrace. What Bitcoin is doing at the moment is it's just not allowing an entry. And whilst most of the market are looking for these big retraces to come in order for them to get in, we're able to identify these small pullbacks which just generate and engineer enough of that liquidity to give us the next step up. Now, I'll admit I was also looking at lower levels on this, but we had identified this exact region as a support level. We knew the reasons why price was coming down into there, and we'll go over those in just a moment. And yeah, we're able to profit from that by taking our positions and getting this next move up. So yeah, let's just start off very quickly with well, you can see it on the chart here. Okay, so this is confluence number 1. This is our 382 level. Okay, so this is pretty simple stuff. Yeah, but is it confluence enough to get you into a trade when most of the time with Bitcoin we see retraces down to the 0.5 or down to this golden pocket? Okay, what was giving us enough confidence to say, right, this 382 is worth taking? Okay, it might go lower, but it's worth taking to see if we can get another move from this. And I'm just going to very quickly pull up our Discord. Okay, so we're going to have a look in here, and we're just going to show this on screen. And this is what I was saying last night. Okay, so we had our crew call yesterday, and every time we do these calls, Bitcoin's just waiting for us to finish these calls, and then it does the move that we expected. Okay, so this is the chart that we were looking at yesterday. So we had our 382 on here. What we also had was, okay, our previous session point of control, and we were looking for that as that first little bounce after price had come into, again, another session POC up at these highs during that London session. CME New York session opened straight down into this POC, and I was saying 57k reaction was nice. We'll see if this engineered enough liquidity to go for those highs again. And what did it do eventually? It's gone for those highs and then some. Okay, so this was a really nice, well identified, yeah, area that we were looking to trade. Now we did come slightly below that, and again we'll just have a look at this. But what this enabled us to do was get in. First of all, let's zoom in on this chart. Okay, so what we had here, this was the point in which we hit 57k. Okay, we had a really nice bounce off of that, a nice scalp, able to take profits quickly because at that point our VWAP was there. Okay, so you can take profit at your VWAP, you come down, you take the stops, and then once again on this, what this then gave us was this perfect ABCD. Okay, so if you're looking at price, you're starting from your high, you're coming down here, this retrace comes into your 618 region. Okay, 6.69, it's there or thereabouts. Wicks are allowed, it's an area, and then what you're looking for is your 1.618. okay, that's a reciprocal. So what you can do is you come down here right again into that region. So we have almost this perfect ABCD correction from this into our 382, and then we come back, we bounce again, we change that market structure from a short-term downtrend, we take out this high, then we can pull back in, test once again, and then we get this other move up. Now, confluence, more confluence in case you didn't need any more already. So here we go on the TPO, okay, and this is what we were looking at from our sessions, and this is why these session profiles are so useful. Okay, you can split them up into when New York opens, into when London opens. There's no fancy pants weird times on this. It's just like, this is what the market trades, and we were able to take this session POC, We got a bounce, and then, because what often happens, forget the rest of the sessions, okay? You can forget what else has happened in the open and the London session. New York still trades through close sometimes, so you can maybe be aware of that. But we can take away these three sessions almost and look at our single prints, okay? The top of these single prints that were printed during the previous CME session. We come in, and where was this low? Right there, okay? So look back at your corresponding sessions. Always do that. They're always really good indications of where price could go. And we see it very often, okay? So we see CME previously, okay, coming into this single prints area from the previous session. And it's just, yeah, definitely something to be aware of, and you can trade those accordingly. And that is what gave us extra confluence on top of this 382 level to give us this move higher from here, okay? And we did cover this during the stream and during the trading room yesterday. So this is what we basically had through yesterday's trading, okay? So we're now at this weekly level, and we've hit 60k. So one would expect another bit of a pullback here, right? It's a pretty serious level we've got on this chart, and we've come through. Let's have a look at the heat map. We've come through a lot of resistance in order to get there. 60k right here. There's a lot of selling within this area, and we can just increase that just to show you how much really this has gone through price. And now actually it's being supported, okay? You're seeing a lot more support than you are resistance at this moment. But it's gone through, it's taken a lot of liquidity, it's taken a lot of sell orders on the way up, and we'll just have to see how this settles, how this progresses through the rest of the day. So, what else do we have on this chart? What can we reasonably be looking at as basically for the rest of the day now? What kind of thing are we looking at here? So, let's go into our sessions. We can see our daily point of control. Currently, let's go on to this one. We have the top of these single prints with our marker settings, the daily point of control here. Now, I'd imagine this is just from, okay, you break out, you generate a lot of liquidity as you break out, a lot of stop losses, a lot of liquidations. This is likely to turn into that point of control at this area, but we do have this 58,500 region that would be very interesting to support if we do come down there. That's just below this value area. It's the top of these single prints. You would expect to bounce from that if price does come up there. But again, from a TPO perspective, we're around that point of control for the day now. So this is 59,400. This is a reasonable area of support. You can see that there is interest in supporting this. If you do take a look at the heat map, you can see the pressure is on the bid side, and there is more interest in pushing this up, maybe even more right now than there is at letting this fall down. So we'll just have to see how this progresses. What else do we have? So we got single prints here at, where was it? 58,500, okay? That corresponds really nicely with these previous highs around this region here, okay? 58,500. It's a nice area to be looking at. If we do come down, I would expect to bounce. And then what we can say is, okay, maybe once again we have one of these ABCDs that forms. So do we come down here? Do we then put in our B? Then do we fall back down and start to test some of these daily levels and some of the higher time frame levels that we've been seeing maybe over the weekend, okay? We've got a 4-hour order block down here, hasn't been tested. I always sneeze on these morning updates because I'm always so bunged up. Bear with me. Blow my nose and back to it. Okay. Where was I? Okay, we're looking at... Man, I hate my sinuses. So yeah, we've got 4-hour AB down there. We've got our daily levels down there. Okay, so we could come down as deep and just to test this daily, so the high that we've got up here. Now, I'd like to see a close up above like 59k today. I think that'd be really nice if we do come all the way back down there today. Not looking too good, so I do think this will hold. And then maybe over the weekend we do see again another one of these little simple pullbacks. We could even just do something very simple like this. We could come in, we could then have a very shallow one that just takes you down and does something like, you come into your, like this, which is just basically testing these highs. Okay, it's just a very simple 3 waves down. Yeah, so that's kind of what I'm looking for at the moment. And then again, let's see if this can put in a range. So let's see where this low gets put in. Let's see if we do get that move down towards this 58,500 to put in this range, and then we can start to just trade it as the range. But at the moment, resistance, okay, 60k, clear resistance. It's a weekly level. Let me zoom out on that and show you, because this is very exciting as well. So just imagine this weekend we get a bit of continuation on this, we'd be looking at our highest ever weekly close on Bitcoin. Now that's crazy. For the last 6 months, what we've gone through, and just the amount of bearish stuff within the chart in general, if we can get the highest ever weekly close above 60k, it's pretty major, right? That's a huge, pretty big deal. We can also take a look at CME. Okay, so CME's weekly level up here at 62k, that is a gap. Okay, so we do have this gap up here. Now I would expect if CME does come up into this level, then that's likely to get, once again, a big pullback, and we could see something like, maybe from the higher time frames, price pokes through, gets a close below, and then we're looking to test back down at these 50ks to just make sure it's support before getting another move up, giving you a nice little cup and handle kind of thing on a CME chart. Who knows? Not going to look that far ahead at the moment, but that's something that just looks interesting on this chart here. Okay, so everything right now looking very bullish, and I am, although I have been short on a few altcoins, I've been reluctant to take shorts on Bitcoin, and have just been taking these little scalps, which sometimes do turn into these bigger trades, and that's exactly what we've had on this occasion. So that's Bitcoin in a nutshell. I think that's Bitcoin done. Let's see what we get from this. At the moment, still, yeah, probably still a bit too early to really tell where price is likely to find support. It's just taken out a couple of little lows down here from this move up. We did have 3 spikes up, 1, 2, 3 into resistance. I'd imagine these creating divergence on the way up. There we go. So those did create divergence. You have your higher highs here. And what do you do on the RSI and the MACD? You're coming down. Okay, so we did create that divergence on this chart, which again, more confluence for a pullback. But now that bearish divergence has turned into bullish divergence on these lows. And if we do go over onto, have a look at the CVD, we can see at the moment nothing really major happening from this. We're not putting in any major bullish divergences from here. We're just, it does appear to be, we've taken out a low. Let's see if we can get a little bounce here back up into the range. Where's our session VWAP? Again, that will give us extra confluence. If we do hit session VWAP, I would 100% expect a bounce from that, but we're so far just front running that a little bit. Nothing's really come into that area as of yet. So again, let's just see how this develops. So next up, let's take a look at Ethereum. Now Ethereum, I am already long on Ethereum. So let's take a look at the ETH USD. So I am in a long from Ethereum from lower down, okay, but I have taken a short within this region, okay. So we do have this daily order block. I did take a short on this during the trading room with the crew yesterday. Not really a day trade short, but just a hedge. I mean, Ethereum's very, very close to, again, coming up to this 4k level, which I was expecting when we did break through this region at 3,600. I was ultimately looking for 4k, and this I do think would be the potential region for it to retrace within that area if it does want to do so. Okay, so we're still within this. Now we're not within it anymore. Let's move that from our chart. That was a bit of confluence for this lower daily, but we've come through that. But we can see here it's still confined within this area. Okay, 4-hour closes, nothing outside of this daily order block, and that's quite a significant. Yeah, that's fairly significant on Ethereum. Okay, so we're seeing the, obviously, the ETH BTC pair, that's pulled back, and that was again the reason for me taking this short. We had the weekly and the daily level up here. We're coming back in and we're testing support now. So this was the move down that we were looking for. Sorry, let me just go back onto this. No, ETH BTC. Okay, so this is the move down that we were looking for, and we've come into this zone, and we were looking for the short down here. Now, clearly, because Bitcoin's gone up, a USDT short position hasn't quite worked out. But again, this has been more of a hedge against the longs that I'm already in. And yeah, I'd have to say ETH looking decent as well. So this has been a nice pullback on ETH BTC pair. And we can pull our fibs. We can have a look, make it the full fib. We're at that 0.5 zone. We have our golden pocket just below, which does give us a really nice block here lower down. And if we do pull it from our low, then you can see the confluence that does line up with that. Okay, so that's ETH BTC. Back at the daily level, testing it as support. Can it get a move back up here? What else did we take positions on yesterday? DOT. Okay, so DOT had the pullback. So this is what we're looking at, weekly level on DOT. Okay, we did hit that. We did take the liquidity at these highs, and we've got a really nice pullback from here. I would like to see DOT BTC pull back further into this, let's say 6,400 to 6,300 sats region. Don't know if that's likely, but I'd like to see that, and I think that's when I would look to load back into any long positions on this. But once again, we're in that 382 region. Okay, so this is support here on the BTC pair on DOT. And of course, if we are to look at this as the USD pair, then we again still have this as targets lower down. So if Bitcoin gets a pullback, if DOT BTC pair continues to fall, then we could see this $37 area. But again, not that likely. Okay, at this stage, everything's very bullish. These shorts are just to be taken as, yeah, mainly just hedging, and just be careful with short positions on a USDT pair if you're bullish on Bitcoin. Okay, that's just the way it is. Bitcoin dominance still hanging out within this region. Okay, so nothing really too much on that. Now, have we seen anything that has been moving? Matic. Wow, big move up on this. What did Matic do? Took the lows, reclaimed. This is perfect. This is so nice. This is so nice. Okay, just have a look at this. I didn't trade it, but just from hindsight, I mean, that is bread and butter. Swing failure pattern. Okay, you take out these lows. What happens? You claim it again. You come back in, test once, test twice, and off we go. That is just perfection, and I wish I'd seen this because it looks so good. I think someone may have mentioned this on stream yesterday and I overlooked it, but I didn't overlook it, I just forgot to look at it. If I had looked at it, never mind. You win some, you miss some. You don't lose some. We don't lose that often, but you win some, you miss some. That's the I don't know what I'm talking about. Okay, pullbacks. Any moves down? Not particularly. And any of my low caps. How are they performing today? Again, they all performed very well yesterday, so we're looking at little slight retraces across a lot of the altcoin BTC pairs on the market today. Cool. All right, so I think that's that. Yeah, we'll see how this develops. Bitcoin is bullish. Like, we've hit 60k. We're in an uptrend. You've got to say it's bullish. Don't get caught out trying to short every move because you'll just get wrecked. But do be aware of where resistance lies, and if you see confluence like we saw on ETH here, like we see on Bitcoin up here, you can take those short positions, but make sure you're taking profit quickly because you might not get out if you're not taking profit on them. Yeah, that's everything. Thank you for watching. I am probably going to sneeze again, as I always do on these morning videos, but I will catch everyone later in the chat, in the Discord, and I'll see you all soon. Cheers, bye.